Oh, grass.
Just in case.
Much grass, much grass.
I already turned it on.
Sweet. It is at 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. Monday, the 14th of April, AD 2025. Tomorrow is tax day. Did you know that? Get your taxes in or get your file for your extension. The punchy server is on, so I should be live there. Yep, indeed. How you guys doing? Am I live on BitChute? I should be. But I should be live on Rumble. Thank you, Pastor Shadley. What's up, WT1? Let's see. Let's find out. Yeah, I'm live on Rumble. I mean, yeah, obviously Rumble. But I'm live on whatever. Oh, he did his taxes in February. I'm live on BitChute. I'm a little concerned about BitChute because, you know, they're kind of. Oh, let me pop out the chat. They've just barely, like this year or last year, probably last year, started allowing for streaming. And it's still acting like Friday's stream is still live. And so, like, the timestamps won't click. They made it so you can click timestamps. So cool. So did Rumble, by the way, and Odyssey and YouTube. I'm not that up to date with my Odyssey, Odyssee, but I do have it. You have to find it yourself because I no longer link to it from the site because nobody watches over there anymore. And I don't blame them. Shout out to Odyssey liberals. And BitChute is pretending to be liberal too, by the way. Oh my goodness. They have like Black History Month things for their whatever, but they act like they're for free speech. Are they just scamming us? I don't know. But there's different things going on in the news. I will get to some news items. Hope you enjoy. Should be live on these other platforms. You can call in 1-888-775-3773. That's 888-77-JESSE. We have a busy Monday coming up, guys. Good morning, China Expert. Thank you for the compliment on the t-shirt. Carver. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this medium fits properly. I wish all mediums fit so properly. Whole lot of mess going on in the world. Let me just set myself up properly. Nice. Okay. So get ready, guys. I will read your super chats. I forget where we left off in terms of the super chats. But we'll see how it goes. One of the things that was interesting to me is that they're making this big ruckus over this illegal who was deported supposedly by accident. Supposedly an errant deportation. And they made a big ruckus about that guy who got himself deported by being a student and an activist, a former student and an activist for Palestine. And I had that call from KT in DC, shout out, saying that Trump seems like he's more, I don't get where he gets this idea, but that he's more concerned with deporting anti-Israel people than he is deporting the regular illegal aliens. I don't find that to be the case. I don't see it. I don't see the big deal in helping Israel and helping ourselves a little bit here and there. I feel like it seems like some of you guys are just oversensitive and so anti-Israel that any support for Israel is like you go out of your mind. Shout out. But I get the notion that we shouldn't be helping them at all. I get your notion. But to say that Trump is more interested in that, whatever. Seems like an overreaction type of a take. But I do acknowledge that a lot of you guys who are off the beaten path, if you will, not in step with the mainstream. A lot of times you guys end up being right about stuff. You know, you Ron Paul types. I'm like, oh man, you guys were right. W. Bush wasn't that great after all. So, oh yeah. But I mean, come on, like these illegals, they definitely pick their emotional stories that they want to highlight. And it's not necessarily the emotional stories that you or I would pick. Am I right? Phony emotional stories and propaganda. I shake my head. But anyway, guys. Let's just get right on with the... Hold on. Show!
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine, and I want you to get pumped, because it is, hopefully, Mary Rice Hopkins Monday. Oh yeah. What's up, Terry? Hey, LSP, low spike protein. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello, hello. And Easter is coming. Hey, it's an Easter color. A nice bright yellow. Did you color your eggs? I don't like hard-boiled eggs. I only like scrambled eggs. Relatively well done. But you can trick me sometimes. I've had green eggs and ham, by the way, in kindergarten. Yeah, Mexican Monday is no more. Although I probably could... I don't know what Spotify is censoring me on. Is it all just tooth and nail? The Christian punk stuff? Or the Christian stuff? Starfly 59 and all them? That they're taking down? Or is it everything? Cool. Okay, so let me dive into some of the news here. If you mosey on over to the HakeReport.com. A shout out to Carver, by the way. He made that Fob Friday AI song for me. I hope that they don't censor my beautiful Mary Rice Hopkins music. That would be terrible. Beautiful Mary Rice Hopkins. It's Christian. So this was amusing to me. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, of course, quite predictably, promoting UBI, Universal Basic Income propaganda. Oh, Lord. Universal Basic Income. And I have some socialists in the chat. Some of them are a bit more nationalist than Commie Nonsense Network, I have to say. A new study, they call it, out of Germany. I don't see how this is a legitimate study at all, because it doesn't even approximate universal basic income, period, with a T at the end. It offers additional insight, they call it, using the term loosely, into universal basic income programs. UBI. I first heard of UBI from the far left, off the deep end, already sold because they failed. Huffington Post, years ago. A German experience gave people a basic monthly income. The effect on their work ethic was surprising, says Common Nonsense Health, Rosa Rahimi. And look, it has a mother and child, purportedly, overlooking from Eagle's Nest or somewhere, from a mountaintop. German study found people receiving the income, this free money, felt they had more time to spend with their partners, communist buzzword, or globo homo buzzword, families and friends. Okay, so let me read this little thing here. Researchers, these are rich researchers, gave 122 people a check for $1,365 every month for 3 years. Participants allowed to spend the money any way they wanted. Did access to these no strings attached cash make them lazier? On the contrary. Now remember, we're talking about Germans. Germans aren't lazy. They're very enterprising, if they're true Germans. On the contrary, they all continued to work. Listen to this, 40 hours a week. Please. I scoff at your little 40 hours a week. Don't you press 1 if you scoff at a little 40 hours a week like that's something good. Anyway, you're lazy if you're only doing 40, unless you're a girl. If you're a girl, you can do like 25, and make it work for yourself. I'm kidding. Ladies should work whatever you need to, as the Lord leads, as life leads. In addition, more participants had the financial security to change jobs or obtain an education, which gave them greater satisfaction in their work. But so they claim, right? Basically, it was just emotions and ego. And this has nothing, this doesn't even make sense as a legitimate experiment, because that's only 122 people out of a whole society that's getting that money. So they're just basically getting something that everybody else doesn't have. If everybody has this, then everybody's going to be able to afford more, so prices are going to go up, and so you're just artificially inflating the cost of living. Duh, right? Also known as guaranteed income, this UBI mess. Proponents included evil Elon Musk, shout out, who in 2018 said universal income will be necessary over time if AI takes over most human jobs. I vaguely remember something like that coming out of his tweets. Back then they were called tweets. Posts on X or whatever. Andrew Yang, remember the commie whites, the commie of whites wanted to join the Yang gang because automation was gonna mess up our society and jobs. All these can't-do attitude whites. So they're going to support him, even though he's a lame-o. Shout out, Andrew Yang. An anchor baby from Taiwan, I believe. Parents from Taiwan, which is to say China, right? 1,000, shout out to the Taiwanese. I know you guys want your independence and pretend to have it. Trolling a little bit. $1,000 a month would be a game changer. Well, $1,000 a month is not worth a dime anymore. A penny is not even worth a dime anymore. Universal basic income got increased in acceptance in Europe during the scam-demic. I bet it did. Europe is pretty far gone. Mein Grundeinkommen, my basic income. The Berlin-based nonprofit ran that study. Oh, okay, so they're pro that propagandists. Followed 122 people for 3 years, June 2021 to May 2024. So it was 1,200 euros. Euros is how it's pronounced, right? Not euros. Is it euros? Somebody correct me. People ages 21 to 40 lived alone, already earned between 1,100 euros and 2,600 euros a month, and free to use it on anything that they wanted. So it doesn't really mean anything. That's dumb. Look at their beautiful cobblestone roads. I've been to Germany, Heidelberg. And we went down, I feel like oh no. We went down to Salzburg. We went to Eagle's Nest. What a mess. So that's phony because German people are automatically kind of hardworking, especially if they already are go-getters. And they are getting something that actually is worth more, even though they didn't earn it. But everybody's not getting it, so everything is not, the prices haven't increased on them. So keep your socialism mess, right? Right. This was crazy to me. Look at what they did. Look at what they allowed to do to the governor's mansion in PA. It reminds me of what they did to Nancy Pelosi's husband. I wonder if this would play. I should mute it. Oh boy. What just happened? Oh! I wonder if I did that. Hold on one moment, guys. Complicated business. I don't know if Nick is still here, but I'm going to turn something off and turn it on again because I think this is what he had to do. Oh, in the meantime. Okay. In the meantime, let me play something for you guys. See if this works. Oh, boy. And see if this works. Yeah. I'll try that, Nick. Thanks. Hang on. Oh, man. Oh, that's funny. Lord have mercy. Give me a second. Man, oh man. Hold on. I don't think I have time to do that. This is happening too much. Okay, here we go. Oh, is it going to play? Yes, I'm over 18.
Here's a live-hearted song inspired by Jesse Lee Peterson and his team, showcasing their roles and personalities. In the morning light, airwaves at night, Jesse Lee's
Be right
got
back.
the truth inside. With Hake on the mic, he's bold and clear, breaking it down.
Oh. What? Did that mess up my song?
It's got a spark, the anchor baby flare. Joe Friday's beats fill the air.
Terrible.
With wisdom and fire, they paved the way, guiding the lost, come what may. Through the highs and lows, the voices rise, challenging the world, clearing the skies. It's not about fame, it's about the calm, rebuilding the man, rebuilding the soul. It's the Jesse Lee Show, spreading what they know, uniting the races, tearing down the foe. With the crew so strong, the message carries on, truth and love all day long.
I got
It's the Jesse Lee Show, spreading what they know, uniting the races, tearing down the foe. With the crew so strong, the message carries on, truth and love all day long.
Very nice.
Nick's got a spark, the spark, the editor, baby flare. Joe Friday's beats fill the air and down the fold. With the crew so strong, the message carries on, truth and love all day long. Nick's got a spark, the anchor baby flare. Joe Friday's beats fill the air. With wisdom and fire, they pave the way.
This song is terrible.
Guiding the
Yeah, it's
lost,
AI.
come what
I think it's
may.
good.
Through the highs and lows, the voices rise, challenging the world, clearing the skies. It's not about fame, it's about the call, rebuilding the man, rebuilding the soul. It's the Jesse Lee Show, spreading what they know, uniting the race. voices tearing down the foe. With the crew so strong, the message carries on. Truth and love all day long. Through the highs and lows, the voices rise, challenging the world, clearing the skies. It's not about fame, it's about the calm. Rebuilding the land, rebuilding song. From dawn to noon, to make it clear, the voice of reason, the voice we hear. So tune in, folks, and don't delay. The Jesse Lee team is here to stay.
Thank you.
This playful tune captures the energy and unity of Jesse Lee Peterson's team. Let me know if you'd like to refine it further.
Thank you, Jake. Hudson, Lighthearted song. Very nice. Wow. Well, remind me not to do whatever I did that again. Shall I try it, though, again? Look at this. Josh Shapiro, not a Christian, he's a Jewish guy. He's the governor of PA. And over there, they had a guy try to burn down the governor's mansion. It's like somebody trying to burn down the White House or trying to assault the thingy, the Nancy Pelosi's.
Pennsylvania police say a 38-year-old man is in custody in connection with an arson attack at the home of the state's governor. Although firefighters were able to put out the flames, the house was significantly damaged. Governor Josh Shapiro's family was woken up by police and evacuated. The governor says the attack was targeted, but it...
Hold on. Why do they have a black guy with an English accent presenting this story on Commie Nonsense Network? That part I don't get. Now back to the story.
Deter him from his work.
Oh.
This kind of violence is becoming far too common in our society. And I don't give a damn if it's coming from one particular side or the other.
That's right.
Directed at one particular party or another, or one particular person or another. It is not okay.
That's him?
The suspect hasn't been charged yet, but potential charges could include attempted murder,
he's been charged,
terrorism, aggravated arson, and even more.
Oh, he was booked anyway. I don't know if you're right. I don't know if he was charged. I forget what it said. But that's nuts. And he was, I don't know if you saw that, but in his in this room here that you're looking at, if you're watching the video feed, beautiful room. Just probably doesn't smell good in there. It's been destroyed by fire. He jumped the fence, ran in there, and committed the arson. Cody Ballmer, age 38. Talk about a listening to the devil. Wow, I did it again. My goodness. Twice in a day. That stinks. Man, oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to fix this. Let's see if I... Useless.
If I find myself, I'll let you know. But till then, my love, I got to go. If you hold on too tight, you will know.
I had to do it again. Terrible. Oh, come on.
Cause your heart will break, break, break. Cause your heart will break when I let you go. Go.
This is a really good song, actually.
Go, 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 go. If I find myself, I'll let you know. But till then, my love, I got to go. If you hold on too tight, you will know. Cause your heart will break when I let you go. Cause your heart will break, break, break. Cause your heart will break when I let you go. Cause your heart will break,
So I like this song because this is Bright Lights. I like the lyrics because people make their relationships too important, you know? And then they get heartbroken because they're worshiping the idea of the person. What a mess, huh? What a mess. Your heart will break. Heart will break. Your heart will break. Bright Lights. For the audio podcast listeners, the screen that I like to show keeps on going black on you guys. On the viewers. And on Hake. So it's terrible. But yeah, you don't be worshiping the woman or the so-called man. You know what I mean? It's not right. That's why I put this frowny face guy on here. He's expressing my autistic feelings for me. Because I'm not really autistic. I don't really understand that thing. But 2 disruptions in a matter of less than 10 minutes, I think. Makes me want to cry. I might get mad. I'd call my dad. Put the octopus there to counterbalance my shilling for Israel. Yeah. Except Israel doesn't pay me money yet. Maybe one day. Yes. All right. It just feels like we're more open to attack. We're like, we being in America, nothing is going to happen. Nobody's going to do anything. And yet they can easily do it. This guy jumped the fence and set the house on fire. 4 children, wife, him, another family. I don't know what that family was in the governor's mansion. And I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think it's a culture of corruption and incompetence. It's kind of like I heard that in Rome, they forgot how to build those aqueducts. Oh, I wonder if I need to turn this back on. Let's see how much of a non-boomer I can be. Yeah. So attempted murder, terrorism, aggravated arson, aggravated assault against an enumerated person. Saturday night was the first night of the Passover. See? Josh Shapiro posted a photo on social media of the family's Seder dinner. Seder dinner. So they elected a Jewish governor in beautiful Pennsylvania. But he's not that serious of a Jew, because how can you be that serious of a Jew and be a male Democrat? I don't get that. But I guess a whole lot of them are. The fire was set in the same room where this is where they were having their dinner. I would too. Look at that. Mess. Not good. And what else is going on in the world? Yeah. This illegal alien. The federal judge last week, that federal so-called judge, last week ordered we take all available steps to bring that deported illegal alien, I might add, back. Because some other judge in 2019 said, oh, he gets to stay because he's hiding from MS-13. Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia. And Trump said, the courts can't tell us what to do. It doesn't make sense. Or at least the DOJ said that, I think. Court filing Sunday, the Trump administration insisted they are not required to work with officials in El Salvador. Nice. Even despite, by the way, the so-called Supreme Court saying, no, you got to try. You have to try. Interesting. The federal courts have no authority to direct the executive branch to conduct foreign relations in a particular way or engage with a foreign sovereign in a given manner, the DOJ attorneys wrote. Nice. And supposedly he was deported due to an administrative error. I have never looked into this claim because probably they have some administrative error and they're just trying to harp on it. They're not probably even telling the real truth. But this is one of their favorite victims, Kilmar. Supposed victims. But he's doing okay. Nothing has been done. The judge slams the DOJ in the case of the supposedly wrongly deported illegal alien. They call him a Maryland man, is what they try to call him. Common Nonsense calls him. He looks like he could be a bad hombre. I can't tell just because he's has a kid. I've seen guys with kids do terrible things. Black, white, anybody. Latino, and he's still detained. He's alive. Nice. So get out of here. They do wrong. They're rewarded for it because of fear and liberalism. Terrorism Confinement Center. Well, if he is hiding from MS-13, that's exactly where MS-13 is. But I will tell you, El Salvador is safe now. Safer, I heard, because they jailed anybody from MS-13 or any other gang, criminal gang. So if he gets out of that jail, he'll be safer. Or if maybe they put him in solitary so that he's protected from his fellow gang members if he is a gang member, or the gang members if he is not a gang member. He claims he's not. ICE said that he is, and I don't know, because his lawyer could easily have like plausible deniability and say, oh, I don't know. He told me that he's not. So I say he's not. So what a mess. A woman judge? What the heck? Palestine? I didn't know that. Is that real? Who are these people? Oh, she's pretty. Short-haired judge gal with an X. X-I-N-I-S. Sinis. Oh, okay. Sini is not her name. It's Sinis or Xinis. Paula. I wonder if she's still pretty like that or if she's gotten a little bit more haggard. Yeah, she looks more mannish here, it looks like. Ms. Paula Sinis. Who is this so-called judge? 57 years old. She's young. Went to University of Virginia, Yale. And appointed by Obama, of course. Oh, no. I don't want to read this mess. Not Common Nonsense, but Washington Compost wants you to pay District of Maryland. These evil women and POC judges, they should recuse themselves, in my opinion. Born Panagiota Sinis. Nice American name. Greek. She's Greek. Terrible. And she clerked for some other woman judge, it looks like. Obama. Thanks, Obama. I don't know. Shout out. What a mess. Okay. They call it wrongly deported to El Salvador. I'm not even really convinced that it's wrong. Bring Kilmar home. Abducted and disappeared by Trump's deportation machine. Please. You're not winning us over to your side if you're going to be talking that way about our greatest president who's looking out for the country, doing the right thing. And yeah, maybe some people get slipped through the cracks. Quite understandable. I wouldn't want to be caught up in that. But, hey, sometimes that happens. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me double check for Super Chats. We're already past the bottom of the first hour. It's been a rough moment. Will you look at that? That's crazy. It is it Easter week? Do we call it Easter week? A Russian missile struck in the Ukraine. People were at church trying to do stuff. I wonder what parts of Ukraine are just totally untouched by the war and what parts are just constantly at risk or constantly getting bombed. And why wouldn't you just leave? It seems like you would just leave if you can. I was watching a documentary by one of my former guests, and I've been a guest on his show. You guys know Dylan Burns, a pro-Ukraine propagandist, if you will. Propaganda can be true or false propaganda, by the way. But he's a liberal, and he doesn't even seem happy with Trump in the world. And he said, according to documentation, that they have what they call a human safari in one of these areas. By human safari, it's basically some purported Russians are flying these drones, remote control, of course, and they're just knocking out anybody. Knocking out civilians, hunting them down. You know you're in a war, and you just turn merciless. The general you, the young man you know? Think about being a young man in a war, and you're caught up in the war, and you turn merciless. That's what I heard happened, at least according to the propaganda, in Vietnam. Some American soldiers, these are young guys, young men, in the jungles or wherever, just doing in civilians, kids. And you can't necessarily trust civilians and kids, but all of them are not worth attacking in that way, right? But young men, full of that that testosterone, and full of that aggression hormone or whatever that thing is, and seeing all this mess, going to do some crazy stuff. I heard that, Trump said that he heard Russia made a mistake with that thing. He was told that Russia made a mistake when they bombed 34 people, 2 children, 117 wounded, 20 buildings damaged in this bombing in northeastern the Ukraine. Zelensky wants a strong response from the world. What a mess. But they'll talk about one side's war crimes, so-called war crimes, and blame it on Putin, by the way. And who knows what Putin may or may not have greenlit? Don't know. I get that the buck stops there, but they won't be balanced about it. Just like, think about all the wars. They act like there were good guys and bad guys. No, there were bad guys and maybe a couple of good guys here and there. It was bad guys versus bad guys. Playing like the Ukraine is these victims when there's propped up by the whole world, where if they had not been propped up, correct me if I'm wrong, they would have folded and there would be peace again. Yeah, they'd be oppressed. Who wants that? Would you rather have war or oppression? I think I'd rather take oppression with a semblance of peace. You know? Whatever oppression really is, who knows? That's a mess to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. Crazy. Wow. So it's rough times, and I heard that, I heard from a caller on JLP show that there's war in Israel and the Palestinians. People talk about the Palestinians like they're Christians. And I get that there are Palestinian Christians, but they seem a bit more hyped than is real. It seems like that to me, because I look it up, and it's like in Gaza, it's like 0.13% of them are Christians. And in Palestine at large, it's like 1% to 2.5% are Christians. But they're pretending like they're like a significant minority are Christians. And you can say, 1% or even 0.13% is significant, because out of how many millions of Palestinians there are. But it's like they're playing the identity game. I'm a Christian, the title game. I'm a Christian, so I support the persecuted Christians. It doesn't seem, that's not right. I'm not for the Muslims getting killed unjustly, right? Or the atheists. Yeah, Palestine is Muslim, but they say, it's Christians. It seems manipulative. And what's the percentage of the Jewish people who are Christians? Christian population Israel. Around 185,000 Christians, 1.9% of the total population. Okay, so it has a similar percentage of Christians in Israel as well as in Palestine. About 2%, plus or minus. And 3/4 of them are Arab Christians. Shout out to the Arab Christians. I've known some Coptic Christians, they've called in. They have the freedom to worship and blah, 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 but not to proselytize, as I understand it. Slow and steady growth. Slow and steady wins the race. But they all say, I wonder how many of these Christians have been spit on. Because you guys, the other propaganda that you guys say, I say you guys, but a lot of you people say, Christians get spit on in there, and meanwhile Christians are welcome in Palestine. That sounds like propaganda. And that doesn't even sound like truthful propaganda. You know what I mean? I'm on to your propaganda. It's hard to know what the truth really is. Palestine was 90% Christians, according to AG, until there were some slaughters by Muslims, says AG. Yeah, whatever. The Ukraine. What have we covered now? What have we covered? We have more stuff to get to. Yeah, we got that illegal, and a Greek judge. The Greek judge woman. Terrible. Christians in Palestine versus Israel. Would you rather be spit on, or would you rather have a dysfunctional country? Would you rather be spit on when you act a little too Christian? Or would you rather have a dysfunctional country like Palestine that gets just stomped on and used and nobody wants you? I think I'd rather be, I don't know, even Mark from Los Angeles a pro-white, self-described racist, which is to say he loves white people, so he thinks, says he'd rather be living in Israel than in any of these Muslim countries in the Middle East. What a mess. This was an amusing story. Real quick, out of his glove. Oh, no. Ball. No, not that one. Yeah. Los Angeles outfielder, Los Angeles Angels. Oh, okay, I didn't see this one. Mike Trout. Saturday night, he leapt. Is it leaped or leapt into the air? Is it both okay, acceptable? To catch Houston Astros Yainer Diaz's fly ball to right field. A fan ripped the ball right out of his glove. The Angels still won. This Trout guy, Mike Trout, his name sounds familiar. He met with the Astros fan after the game. They were really apologetic, said Trout. They? What do you mean they? Oh, maybe it's a few guys. Look at that. So he's reaching up, and a guy in the front stand, he grabs it. So was it a home run? Or was it a catch? An impressive leaping catch in foul territory. 3-time AL American League MVP. See, I know sports. Mike Trout controversially thwarted Saturday night when a fan ripped the ball from his glove when the LA Angels leading the Houston Astros 2-0 in the second inning. Innings. Yanier, blah, 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 blah. Appeared to be caught in the first row of seats by Trout. At the same time, a fan reached out for the ball, grabbed onto the outfielder's glove with his right hand, and snatched the ball with his left. He appealed to the umpires. They convened but concluded that the ball was in the stands and outside of the field of play. It was not interference and should be called, foul ball. So it was not a home run. It was a foul. It was either a foul or it was caught. Oh, that's not right. And he was really apologetic. The Angels won anyway, so it didn't matter, really. But that guy's an MVP. Whose arm's bigger, Hake's or Mike Trout's? I was all right at baseball, not baseball. I never played baseball. Softball was fun. It's a girl sport. I get it. The ball. Don't ask me why it's. The ball is bigger. I don't know if it's really. I noticed that women don't play baseball. There is no. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've never seen a women's sport baseball. Softball is all they have, which is the same thing. It's just with a bigger ball, and they can't throw it overhand. I don't think. They swing it and throw it underhand, and they swing it pretty fast. They twirl their whole arm. They don't mess up their shoulder that way, those ladies, or do they? But, nobody wants to get, is it beamed? B-E-A-N-E-D, beamed, when you get hit by the ball? Or is it beamed? B-E-A-M-E-D. Big bump. Mike Trout, greatest alive. Wow. Cool. And he's an outfielder. I liked being an outfielder. I liked catching the fly balls or just like running around. Fun times. But yeah, I only did softball because my cousins did baseball. That was fun. That was pretty cool. So, and it was funny because it was an Astros fan who got it from him. I just feel positively towards everybody with regard to baseball. I saw Ohtani. He popped a fly up there. Somebody caught it. I'm like, yeah, good job. Ohtani's this Japanese guy who's really good for the Dodgers. It was Dodgers versus Cubs yesterday. And it was funny because we're in L.A., LA should be pro Dodgers. But there was this guy where I was watching it. He's like, go Cubbies, go Cubbies, go Cubs. And he was saying like full-blown words that you're not supposed to say. Some girl tried to yell at him. You can't say that. You're a grown man. He was being a little bit vulgar, you know? You can't say that, man. Wait, it's beamed, right? B-E-A-N. Beam? Okay, whatever. But they were saying, and I was like, whoa, in an LA little dinner joint. So right on. It's like Cubs, American. Dodgers, kind of American. It's a little bit Mexican now, but it's still American. Angels, okay, whatever. Yankees, White Sox. How many different Sox teams are there? It just feels American. It's nice. It's like, how can you guys... I get that people get caught up and hate each other on the same team or on different teams, and then fans are sometimes degenerate and stuff like that. But it just... positive vibes. Baseball. Okay, and one more quick story related to this Hake News stuff. This got to me a little. It seemed ridiculous. On this quote over here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pulitzer Prize winner quote. You know that's no good. Anyone with expertise in health could have seen this coming. We know that disinformation about the importance of vaccines, especially for things like measles, have been growing for some time, and it's only going to get worse, says he. And that's a purportedly Pulitzer Prize-winning science journalist. Oh, so he's not even a scientist. He's a journalist. He might be a scientist in addition to a journalist, but a journalist is a propagandist. Ed Yong, Y-O-N-G, issued a warning about our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, their administration's response to the quote-unquote deadly measles outbreak. This is CNN's framing for it. And the U.S. preparedness, or lack thereof, for the next pandemic. Oh, that's him? Lord. Oh, boy. No. We don't want to put up with your mess. Speaking to Christiane Amanpour. Is she Persian or is she Greek as well? Christiane Amanpour. That's not Greek at all. About the measles outbreak. And they're calling it deadly, but I don't know if that's accurate. Let's find out.
Hotels and the Hotels.com app.
Our next guest, the Pulitzer Prize-winning writer Ed Yong, was at the forefront of coverage of the COVID pandemic as a science reporter for The Atlantic. He's also author of a highly acclaimed new book, An Immense World, about the fascinating and mysterious sensory world of animals. He's releasing a version for kids. And Ed Yong is joining me from Oakland, California. Ed, welcome. I know it's not new, but it's new that you're releasing it for kids.
I feel like I saw him in Oakland, just passing by. He looks so familiar. It's this, for the podcast listeners, it's this skinny guy, Asian looking, at least part Asian. I mean, you would think so with the Ed Yong. Short cropped hair, ears sticking out. Smiling. Is he wearing a hoodie that matches the book?
Talk about it. But first...
Wearing like a purple hoodie. This is near San Francisco, but he's out of Oakland, and Oakland is where they have a corrupt mayor, I think. Allegedly corrupt mayor woman, Asian gal, I think. And a lot of Asians now in Oakland. That's where they have Berkeley, and they're right next to, across the bay, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, from San Francisco. not a morally straight place by and large lately.
You're not really on the front line of health coverage anymore, but how much of it concerns you? You know, people said that there was a measles problem. The government didn't take it seriously. Robert F. Kennedy, the Secretary of HHS, had all these quack remedies, and now he's been forced to say, actually, take the vaccine.
Yeah, I think it's hugely concerning. You know,
What?
anyone with
He has a English accent. These Asians with their English accents.
expertise in health could have seen this coming. We know that disinformation about the importance of vaccines, especially for things like measles, have been growing for some time.
And you know what else is going on that they're not acknowledging is that there's like a lot of different religions who are coming in here, Jewish people and others. I feel like there's Jews who are kind of against the vax. And then foreigners are coming in here unvaxxed, and they don't want to get the vax. And there's not an acknowledgement of that. So their own liberal policies, I don't know about him, but CNN's own liberal policies, let me do this. Call me nonsense, own liberal policies are causing the societal breakdown. It's not Trump and the vax. I mean, barely Trump came on the scene.
And it's only going to get worse.
And I'm not against the measles vax. I'm for it, I think. I probably got it. MMR, it seems like it's been around a long time. Does it mess people up? They say that sometimes any vax can mess a handful of people up.
You know, I'm talking to you as someone who got measles immunity the hard way. I actually got measles as a kid.
So it's not deadly necessarily. They called it deadly because a kid had other stuff, and then he also had measles. Is that why they called it deadly? Or is it really killing people?
Days before I was scheduled to get my MMR vaccine.
Wow.
And ended up critically ill in a hospital as a result.
Dang.
This is not a disease to take lightly.
Okay.
And we actually have an incredible...
There was I told you guys about this. I never watched this show. I didn't like it. But the Brady Bunch, they're like, oh, I got measles. I got a flu or whatever. I got a fever. I got hives or a rash. I have to stay home, and I don't have to take any medicine. Well, in his case, this guy got terribly ill, so he claims, which I believe him because he never lies.
Effective way of controlling it that is being ignored. I think that...
By who? By who?
This problem has been going on for some time, and to address it, you need...
You know what else is going on that's not acknowledged is you guys overhype. By you guys, I'm talking about these people. Overhype and push fear and overreaction. Because I mentioned the Brady Bunch, them acting like it's no big deal, whatever. And then present day, they have like, measles. And they push it like it's this thing to be all crazy about. And women do not need, and liberals do not need any encouragement to be overhyped and overdramatic and crazy about this stuff, which is pushing people to go the opposite way even further than maybe they should. It's like the boy who cried wolf. So nobody's telling the real truth. And the real truth is probably like, oh yeah, you should probably get it. But they're like, no, you have to get it.
Quite high-touch personal measures. I think it requires people talking to each other, to their neighbors, to their community about the things that they value and they hold dear.
What?
It's going to be ever more important when the messaging coming from the top officials at the top agencies is completely counter to our medical reality.
You know, as you know better than I do because you're there, and it started here, all this hullabaloo here in England.
Hullabaloo.
Fake science that said MMR caused autism, which has been debunked over and over again.
Is that what they said? That it was that that one caused it? Oh, Lord. Strike 3. I was about done with that thing anyway. I did hear that that RFK Jr. does want to start a task force to get to the bottom of that thing. Get to the bottom of why is that thing happening to so many people? You know, the autism thing. Do they have is there like an official answer as to why it has it increased? And is there an official answer why it has increased? Has it increased, and is there a why that is answered at all? Because they claim that it's been debunked, like that gal said, and I believe this what I'm supposed to believe for the sake of the channel. There is a big drama about it. Okay, so there's measles. And what did we touch just before that? I forget. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. If I play this, it's going to cut out when I turn it off. But we're just going to have to do it. Hang tight, guys. Hang tight. That's 3, right? I hope this doesn't happen to Joelle in the world. How are you supposed to function this way? Someone get Bill if he's here, because he should know about it. This is the 3rd time I have to turn it off and on again. Yeah. Yeah. No. I already did it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, thanks. What's that? Oh, okay. I mean, I kind of like dance music or whatever that stuff is called. It's all right. It's kind of corny, but that's partly why I like it. It's like hot in here. Good thing I have my nice yellow shirt on. Okay. Let's check for super chats. I don't know that I've got... What? I guess it didn't work? Okay, we're gonna do this again. Yeah, would you do it? Yeah. Yeah. It's Anchor. Don't worry, guys. Anchor Baby is on it, and Bill is gonna fix it. I don't eat. I don't eat mustard. Not that much. A tiny bit. A tiny bit. I love you. All right, now. Good morning, Pontico King. All right. So let's find out. Any supers? Let's see, where are we? I have to turn this thing back on too. Hey, what's up? Oh, what's up? Got a couple of super chats to read here, guys. I don't know, actually. I feel like I may have missed something. Okay. Oh, look at all that. The world. Okay, so, oh yeah, 3 supers so far. Based America First. What's up, man? Bought a coffee. Always supportive. Is freedom the American dream? Freedom from government interference and taxes. Look at the taxes we pay and the government-funded lawlessness. Less and less freedom. You probably covered this. April 1st, LA County increased sales tax 0.25%. So 0.25% to fund homeless programs, enabling it, increasing it. Pardon me, making Palmdale and Lancaster, beautiful boonies areas, the highest sales tax cities in the country. Newly appointed U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California, Bill Essayli, has launched an ambitious new federal criminal task force to investigate forensically how $2.3 billion of homeless funding is unaccounted for in LA County. Yeah, I heard about that one. Karen Bass, or it's either Karen Bass or the mostly female, I think, LA City Council want to get rid of the third-party homeless group, because that group is just scammers, basically. Oh, so they kind of cast it that way anyway? Like they're incompetent or something? Like they lost all that money? Or they can't really account for it? And you know what's funny, too? Side note, Karen Bass acting like, oh, homelessness has gotten better. And it has. But that's not because of her. That's because of Gavin Newsom finally acting like, oh, you know what, I might want to run for a higher office. And so, or whatever he's trying to do. So this is not a good look. Trump has a great point that the homeless thing is out of control in California. So let me free up some funds or whatever and get rid of this homeless problem to a certain extent. And yeah, I saw some of the homeless mess diminish, at least in my area. I don't know, a lot. Maybe it got worse for other places because they just moved the problem around. But she didn't help it, I don't think. I don't think there's any evidence that she helped it. I saw that building go up that came before her. It was started before her, and she was like, phony feel good. The building is not going to do anything. It's going to make it just a homeless, rundown, evil building. Yeah, it's more than 10%. It's like 10.5% sales tax. Sales tax. Crazy. So we'll see what happens. Investigations. What do they come of? They don't come of anything. You wondering why you are censored as if you don't spew racial, homophobic, misogynistic views 5 days a week. And you can play Chicken Lips today. Can you play Chicken Lips today? I am going to play an Easter song from Mary Rice Hopkins. Chicken Lips is a beautiful song, though. Great request. Easter's coming up. This would be a good time to repent. Actually, any time is good. Indeed, you should repent. Turn back to God. When have you ever forgiven yourself? Now, please keep the momentum you had last week. Good string of shows last week. You still need to be canceled. 2 L's, the English spelling. But I give credit where credit is due. Baha, man. Thank you, sir. It's ma'am. Kidding around, totally. Another one from this graduate. Seeing that you actually read my super chat in full now, here are nicknames for some of your callers. And those are some of the nicknames. Nice. Very nice. You can read them on the screen if you are quick. Great show. So many technical difficulties again. Makes you wonder why y'all paid so much for the new studio equipment. I know you buy something new and then it comes with other problems. Or maybe the new doesn't mix well with the old. The new wine will burst the old wineskins. It's a biblical reference. Also, knowing how much of a perfectionist you are, knowing you're stressed makes my day. But at least it's 4 for 14 and it is your favorite. 14 is your favorite number. Oh yeah, April 14th. 14. I like it because it's 14, not because of the 14 words. I disavow the 14 words. Those were made by a guy who ended up being a terrorist. He's dead. The Lord works in mysterious ways. Bye, James. Thank you. You can call in, by the way, normal people, 1-888-775. The banned people still can't call, obviously. But the normal people are welcome to call 1-888-775-3773. Hang tight, callers. I will get to you, okay? Now, I have lied in the past. I have been proven a liar, but I will, okay? Thank you, Gregatron, Lin Yen Chin. Oh, let me just double check over on Rumble because that one gal sneaks them in, and I sometimes don't catch them. We're okay. Nazulium. I can't read that, Nazulium. Over on the D-Live crew. Where is it? Oh, I didn't ever open it. But you can catch Hake on D-Live and Rumble and elsewhere as well. And I finally, real quick, I'm so proud of my website, you know. If you go mosey on over to the hakereport.com, that's William. He says, welders get deep. I'll just put deep. I rest my case. Shout out to the welders. But yeah, I finally put a few more links back up here. YouTube, Rumble, DLive, Facebook, punchy.tv/HakeBitShoot. We'll see about BitShoot, man. I don't know. But people do catch it and they comment sometimes. Watching it's gonna you'll even hear it, I think. Or will you? I don't see it. Interesting. Huh. It's not showing. Let's see. That's interesting. I see it. I'm logged in, but they don't. The lay person doesn't see it. If you're not signed in, you don't see it. If I sign in, will I see it? Let's see. Hopefully this doesn't show you guys my password. I don't really have time to do that. I don't really want to do that. Okay. We'll just get away from there. Look at that. No, I don't care. I don't care anymore. The time passed. Anyway, back to the show. Yeah. So I found it amusing that they were doing pro-vax, anti-Trump propaganda. Trump is pro-vax, but he's also anti-autism. And he's an open-minded person, unlike these lamos. I saw some, a little bit more about this guy who was supposedly erroneously deported. The Supreme Court ordered the return of him. They didn't really order the return. That's not true. They ordered that they try, if I read the news correctly, and if the news reported it to me correctly. Alive and secure, according to the DOJ, that guy is. So, nice. These lamos with their, wow, 4th strike. Is that a ball or is this a strike? Terrible. Terrible. Should I just give up on showing you guys anything?
An update on the Maryland man mistakenly.
I'm glad at least I can close that window, even though I can't see a thing. This is so bad. Nick, if you are there, would you run in and do that thing one more time? At least one more time? Yeah. uh, okay. In the meantime, I'll just do what I used to do and read the news from I know, that's what I was thinking about. Whew. Okay. Yeah. And he may be up all night. Thank you, man. The Trump HHS eliminates the office that sets the poverty, oh yeah, levels tied to benefits for at least 80 million people. Now, this looks like it's inadvertent, offhand, but that looks like good news. Health and Human Services. Health and Human Services eliminates the office that sets the poverty levels tied to benefits for at least 80 million people. So you 80 million people, you're going to have to get a job or something. Whether tens of millions of Americans are eligible for health programs such as Medicaid, food assistance, child care, and other destructive services. The small team, blah, 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 that have technical data expertise, worked out of HHS's Office of Assistant Secretary, Planning and Evaluation, ASPE, mirrored other dismissals across HHS. Without warning, left officials puzzled as to why they were RIFT, reduction in force. R-I-F-E-D. Not doged, but RIFT. R-I-F, reduction in force. The bureaucratic language used to describe the firings. And it's good bureaucratic language because reduce the size of the government is necessarily going to cause this. And so we wish you well, super brokies. Hopefully you can graduate to be normal brokies. Because I don't really buy that you're these victims. A big mess. Huge mess. Sort of an amusing story. An emotional support parrot got stuck in Puerto Rico with his woman. The 76-year-old, this is from last Thursday or so, 76-year-old New Yorker stuck in Puerto Rico because Frontier Airlines will not fly her home with her emotional support parrot, Maria Fraterigo. Maria Fraterigo and the bird were allowed to get out of JFK International Airport. Now the airline is refusing to let her and Plucky back on board. Well, this is probably she got back by now, right? Is she back? Look at this woman. That's a beautiful bird. And that's a beautiful woman. A little dark on the makeup, on the lipstick selection, I have to say, but will you look at that? Will you look at that? I mean, there's worse places to be stuck, right? Puerto Rico, is that a bad place to be? Oh, I wonder if she's like white Puerto Rican or what is she? 76, stuck in Puerto Rico. I wonder where she is. If you want to get on the flight, get rid of that bird. A vacation home in Puerto Rico. I feel like I'm abandoned. My medicine is home. My doctor's appointment, everything. It's just a nightmare, she said. Wow. It's rough getting old. grandma stranded with an emotional support parrot. I wonder if she knows anybody who can take care of the bird for her while she gets that ironed out. Update. Heading back to New York City, according to, okay, she's already getting back over there. I don't know if I want to watch that. Nice. Two decades since the parrot was born. That's a long time. Wow. Interesting. That's not right. It looks like she has some emotional support food in her too. Shout out. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? That's not good for you. Anyway, Jeff in Louisiana is on the line over here. Jeff, hang on, buddy. Thank you for calling and holding. What's up?
Hey, man, did you catch about the dinner Bill Maher had with Trump at the White House the other day?
I heard that Bill Maher, that comedian, atheist, Jewish guy, short TV host, he was struck by how Trump is down to earth, real, and quite reasonable and self-aware.
Yeah, he has a good monologue on the other day.
Say it again?
I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying. He did about a 20-minute bit on the show about how good Trump was.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see, though, because, you know, he had like a thing, 60 things Trump said about him in the past couple of years. He carried to Trump, and Trump signed and autographed it for him.
Nice.
But it was just, he's like, you know, the dude said all this didn't exist, and I was there, and he pretty much, he told the rest of the liberals and everybody said, y'all can drive and complain all you want to, but the guy that I had dinner with wasn't the guy that y'all make him out to be.
Exactly. And that's how everybody who's honest has an honest bone in their body. And I feel like Bill Maher, he's kind of hit and miss, says about him. I remember, I always bring this up, Dr. Ben Carson, got into like they were fighting with each other a little bit because they were campaigning against each other when Ben Carson was trying to run for president. And then he met with Trump and he said, you know what? He really listens. And that's what everybody says about Trump, is that he listens. And I think a lot of us, like you and me, we can see that Trump is a real guy, but they can't see that about him.
And you know the latest person mad at him, or come off and mad at him. He went to that UFC fight the other night, and when he was walking by, giving everybody a handshake, he took Robert Kennedy's hand and just ignored his wife, walked on past her.
That's funny.
She got pissed.
She did? Are you talking about RFK's wife got mad at Trump? Is that real?
Yeah. Yes.
Now, is that just based on how appearances, or is that
just the way she looked at him?
Okay.
She looked at her mouth kind of fell open. She looked at Bobby like, why is he ignoring me?
I thought that Bobby Kennedy had said, maybe I heard it on Anchor Baby, that his wife would divorce him if he were to support Trump or something like that. Because I just know that she was a liberal. Worse than RFK Jr. And RFK Jr. is not a conservative, I don't think. Although he is a little bit old.
One more real quick before I want to hold you up.
Yeah.
I was trying to call Jesse the other day, and after I sit on hold for an hour and a half, I just gave up. I said, I'm sorry, wait.
That happens sometimes, yeah. Gets busy.
But the thing, one thing that's got me last week watching about all this China terrorist stuff.
Yeah.
Is Scott Jennings got them on CNN. I got two black chicks on CNN with it. But they're talking about how we need our goods and all this, and they're okay. I noticed the black people are okay with slave labor when it helps their pocket, it does affect them.
Right.
Because you know how much they did the numbers. You know what somebody in China in a factory working full time at the highest dollar they pay workers makes a month in U.S. dollars.
How much?
$280.
Wow.
They make 280, and when you equate to U.S. dollars, they devalue their money so much to mess with the market. But if they were paying like U.S. dollars, it'd be $280 a month as a top earner in their factories.
What a mess.
And I don't know, dude. They're shutting. They trying to get them hard because they're shut down. They got tons of their factories are being shut down. There's a video got leaked out over there that they supposed to get announced as communists, but there's one guy got a video leaked out about how bad it was and how he's losing money out of his pocket just maybe people stand outside and not do nothing because they don't have a job to do.
And where is that's happening?
In China.
Oh wow! So these tariffs, that's the effect of these tariffs on China.
Yeah, they got like their shipping ports are stacked full with, like the trailers that you see on train cars that carry supplies.
Yeah,
and deliver. They're just stacked like 10 high at the ports because they were trying hard to get them out for a terrorist hit. Once terrorists hit, people start refusing the shipments.
Right.
And they can't ship nothing out because nobody's know. It's like a lady ever said you charge $100, so it's like I pay $245 to get it. And that's say it's $100 for them to make it. It's $245 for us to get over here. Then they're going to jack the price up with the state tax, the federal tax, and everything else over here, and transport costs. So it's going to be outrageous. Anyway, man, that's all I had. I'll read that real quick.
I appreciate it. It's good to hear from you, Jeff in Louisiana. Take care. And I hung up before the click. Catch Joel Friday TV, guys. Joel Friday will be live coming up in just a little bit more than a half an hour. Joel Friday TV. It's Grace and Mercy Mondays, right? Joel. It's interesting what Jeff was talking about. It made me think about how different things, different places have a total different cost of living. In America, $250,000 can buy a nice house some places off somewhere. And in other places, you have to spend $400,000 or $500,000 to get a shack in a place that you don't really want to live. Or you have to go way out into the boonies, like LA proper. Everyone at JLP doesn't have to make a theme day. I know. It's Mary Rice Hopkins Monday. But yet they want to just subsidize people's lives and do stupid, evil things like minimum wage. If they got, I've already made that point about if you get rid of minimum wage, some of the artificial costs would go down, and then you don't have the government interfering and meddling in your life. Because they shouldn't have a say over that stuff. I heard that taxes are truly in the Constitution, according to some thing. But maybe it's income taxes that are not in the Constitution. But I like what JLP says, the less government in your life, the better off you are. Keep the government out of your life as much as you can. And keep your life out of the government as much as you can. I learned that insurance is a scam. Now, I'm not calling the insurance companies scammers, necessarily, of course. Because, you know, since you have to have it by law, it turns it into a bit of a scam, a racket. It costs you more to get less benefit, actually. Say you're well-to-do, you're well enough off that you can afford to pay this or that. And so you don't want to get insurance. And you just pay or go into slavery if you get into a car accident, you kill somebody or whatever, and they sue you, and now you have to work for them as a slave or something. Or you get into a fender bender and your insurance goes up. Or you move into LA where there's a whole bunch of degenerate, illegal, foreign, and other careless and stressed and high and drunk drivers and thieves. And so your insurance goes up because of all the evil people around you. You end up paying more to the insurance company. It doesn't pay for itself. Oh, man. You end up paying more to the insurance company than you would have per 6 months, let's say. Car insurance, let's say. Per 6 months, than you would have paid just out of your pocket to the person whose fender you bent. Or for your own self. It's a mess. And and it's a captive audience. It's a captive, you know how some evil people admitted that the evil Obamacare was a love letter to the insurance companies? That's what these car things are. Love letter to car insurance companies. I've seen some people's insurance go from like $120 a year, $250 a year, $240 a year, to like $7,000 a year. Crazy, huh? And so shout out to the people who live decent, quiet lives. And yeah, they fork $250 a year for their insurance, but they don't get into accidents. They don't get tickets. And so they just fly under the radar. And the freeloaders who get the credit card with no annual fee and they pay it off every month, they're called freeloaders. Because the credit card company doesn't make any money off of you. Because you pay the whole thing off. And you don't have any annual fee. Life works better when you work just, I don't know, sensibly. Anyway, just a mess. Beautiful Maze in Dayton, Ohio is on the line over here. Maze. Thank you for calling and holding. What's up?
I'm wondering why you're not doing a big broadcast of all these crimes that happened this weekend.
I did.
No, you didn't. You just only did the one with the governor.
Well, what other crime did you want me to cover?
What about the one that killed his parents and then wanted to go kill the president?
Oh, that didn't happen this weekend. That happened a while ago.
Well, whenever
you talking about the one that JLP covered or was going to cover?
I was gonna. I mean, like
I think JLP already covered that one.
You covered the one by the guy.
You're talking about the Russian type of a guy?
No.
How do you know?
No, he was not Russian.
How do you know?
And then you didn't talk about the one.
Then why is his name Nikita?
What does his name got to do with it?
Because that sounds like a Russian name. He sounds like a foreigner.
It could have been his father's last name.
No, that's his real name.
And he's an American citizen. And then you didn't talk about the one that happened in Beaver Creek either.
I don't know about Beaver Creek.
And when I heard
if it's not on Commie Nonsense Network.
No, if it's expunged, we won't hear about it. We won't know where Mark, Rick, and William and all of those that's screaming about the black man all the time.
He killed his.
One of them.
I remember
what I mean.
This man killed his parents, and he left them in his home, I think, or his parents. He killed the parents in their home because he was living with them, I think. 17 years old, Nikita Kasap.
Oh, so what I'm saying is,
what kind of a normal American young man is called Nikita?
Oh, you want to per capita? You always get this for somebody else, not you. But what I want to know is what happened to Rick and
they call him a Wisconsin teenager
and Mark. Now he was having a fit about the boy being stabbed in Texas.
Tatiana Kasap was the mother, and stepfather Donald Maher. Don't do the step-parents.
Stepfather. But anyway, as I was saying, they were having a fit about
Texas. And so,
Texas.
yes, Jesse did cover this the other week.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is...
But if it's not on CNN, I don't hear about it.
It's got to be... A whole lot of stuff is not on CNN.
I know.
That's his sponsor.
That's why I have to get news from... Jeff in Louisiana and beautiful Maze.
Yeah, you get it from Mark. You get it from
Mark doesn't give me anything.
Yes, he does.
No.
He complains. But I'm saying, why? And then the guy that you had on Friday that said, well, he got one of ours, so we got to do something to get one of theirs. I'm like, how stupid can you be?
That was
why
stupid.
Didn't you commit a crime against somebody and harm somebody that's not bothering you?
I agree.
And that man did not belong to you. He was not your family
But that's
member.
not what my caller... I don't think my caller said that.
That's what he said at the end of the show. Go listen to it at the end.
Okay, well, if he said that, I obviously disavow that. You know me, Maze. It's ridiculous.
But I'm saying, why they not upset?
Because they are upset. They're angry.
No, they're not.
Evil people.
They won't even talk about it. They're in the corner here hiding somewhere.
Talk about what?
What happened in Beaver Creek?
What's Beaver Creek? What happened in Beaver Creek?
Ohio.
I know.
Oh, you didn't hear about that either. That William will want them call and tell you. Since Rick
you brought it up.
Let him do it.
What? You tell me.
When a man went into Walmart and shot the people.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Now you got to pretend you got amnesia.
No, it's not amnesia. This is the first time hearing about it.
Okay, so I want you to look it up and then you explain it.
No, I don't want to explain it.
You like to explain about the black man.
You remind me of my friend KT, who wants me to name a few criticisms of Trump.
I'm not talking about Trump.
No, I know, but you want me to talk about this story that you want me to talk about, but I don't necessarily want to talk about it.
The man wanted to go kill the president, so what is that? How is that a criticism? That's what he had planned on doing if he killed his parents.
I don't know.
That's what I say. You'll burn somebody out in a minute. That's why. That's
911 called. Male walked into a Walmart with a high point .45 caliber carbine long gun, November 20th, 2023. Wait, when was this? Is this something different? Are you talking about a Walmart thing from 2023?
No. This is not from 2025.
It's
but anyway, you look it up and you pull your
I don't know.
Up.
You can
let everybody see it.
You can make a request. I may not oblige.
No, I'm making that. I said, if you did that, some of your ill and uninformed, they want to go harm people because they think somebody harmed somebody.
Why are you calling them my ill and uninformed?
Because they're calling you.
Nobody who's called me, to my knowledge, has gone out and harmed anybody, Maze.
One Friday. Oh, you had a guest on your show that pulled out a gun. And I guess if it would have went through the...
Yeah, but that was for self-defense. Pulling out a gun is not harming somebody.
How is that self-defense on somebody's talk show and pull a gun out because they get mad with somebody? Wasn't because he's mad. He said that this is why nobody messes with me, and he pulled out his gun. Really?
That was he was showing that
he could have showed it to you. He didn't have to let everybody else see it. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe he wanted to show it to everybody.
Okay, so you expunge your crimes and put everybody
That's not
else
a crime.
So you do a big screen.
Maze, why are you being Maze? That's communist. Don't be communist.
What do you mean communist?
Because you're calling it a crime.
In love with Putin.
You're acting like it's a crime to brandish a weapon.
It's a crime. So what you don't act like you don't see, and then you want to look at one group of people. When the person got burned out, this is 2025, and nobody shouldn't be setting nobody's houses on fire.
Right, I agree with you.
Why are they going back in history?
When
they burned up towns like that and did different things.
Who's they?
The one that did it.
He did not do that way back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you say.
Do you think is it a human nature thing or is it a white thing?
What?
Is it a human nature thing
or is it somebody
that's
full of rage and it's somebody that's full of rage and envy?
So that sounds like human nature.
That's why you had the 7 towns burned up. Besides Wall Street, there was some more.
Oh, I don't.
All across the country, and they were burned up just like that.
Says you.
So in denial. So get out of denial and stop expunging stuff, and bring the real truth so they can see it. Maybe they won't go out and try to do something evil.
That's not going to stop them.
Oh, maybe to make them think.
No.
As I said, the Southern strategy got
thinking doesn't stop you from committing crimes.
Yeah, right. If somebody did nothing to you, why are you gonna go and commit a crime with somebody you don't even know, just because of their skin color or their religion or whatever?
People get crazy and emotional.
Oh, that's
and
what
angry.
you call them crazy. So what you call a black man when he do that?
Crazy and evil and emotional, just like.
Oh, you do it dangerous, don't you?
Of
call them
course.
dangerous.
Because
So
they
it's
are
just like-
dangerous.
It's just like Biden said.
But
the most
per
dangerous
capita.
people on this planet is not the black
Did you
man.
say the word per capita?
I don't want to hear nothing about no per capita. You sound just like that other man. He used per capita, and the things he said about people. He's a bigot too.
Who?
So I sure would love Mark to break that one down. And ask what kind of animal that did things like
She's
that.
Per capita. You
Yeah.
cover black
quietness
stories, not white stories.
Quietness does not stop a storm. Before the storm,
You
there's
agree
quietness.
with we should have love. Yeah, this doesn't even. I'm looking at
No,
this.
I agree with treating every crime the same. Not look at one group of people doing crime and leave the other group out when you know they're doing it, but you're expunging.
That's not
it
a
so
normal American.
Yeah, know about. I know it's not normal for y'all in America.
I'm looking at this Nikita boy.
So just like I say, that's y'all problem. And that's all I had to say. I was wondering what your opinion was, and then those callers and Rick, he come in and do the Black Report every day. And he could have been
Beautiful
in a
Rick.
store and something happened to him.
Beautiful Rick. He knows what's up.
So really, yeah, we know he know what's up. Tell him to keep on walking down that dark road.
Whatever.
So and Ken too, Keith.
Yeah.
The one that was no slave ship. Him. Why don't they come in? So
Maybe they were. Maybe it was a
what's
cartoon.
What's wrong with those people? Could you explain to me what's wrong with those people? They're doing stuff like that.
I don't know that anything's wrong with those guys.
Oh, is nothing wrong with them?
I didn't say there's nothing wrong with them. I just don't know. It's
So if you were going
something
around
for
doing
them to
stuff like
check out.
that, if you were going around doing things like that, what would you want people to think of you?
Doing things like what? Saying, oh, maybe the slave ships were a cartoon?
No, killing your parents and doing all this burning up stuff. What would you want people to think of you?
I would want them to be like, throw the book at him.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's what you should have been saying today. But you didn't.
I shouldn't have done
But,
anything.
you know, if
I don't
you-
have to
if-
cover any. I don't have to cover every story
No,
that
you
you
only
want me to
cover-
cover.
Only cover. That's how you make people ignorant. Only covering one.
Only
group of
cover
people.
CNN.
If it was a Chinese man doing it, you'd have had him all over the place. If it was somebody from
Right.
anywhere except somebody look like you.
That's your
nobody would ever
assumption.
know.
I cover white crime all the time,
Your
Maze.
crimes is out here, so let them catch up with you and report it to
And
some of
this
the ill and
guy has
uninformed,
nothing
so
to
they
do with
don't-
me.
So they don't go.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm not white like you're black.
Excuse me. What are you?
I'm
You're
nor-
Caucasian. I
I'm-
didn't say you was white.
Mm-mm. I'm not Caucasian like you're.
What are you then?
Like you're colored.
No,
What
you
are
don't
you?
claim-
What are you colored?
you don't-
What are you?
What?
Negro
I
or
told you-
colored or what?
I tell you what I was.
What is it?
Why do I have to keep repeating it?
Please.
Whatever y'all put out for my birth certificate, that's what's on there.
What was it?
Colored. It's colored.
I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not Caucasian the way that you're colored.
But no, what are you then?
I'm me. I'm an
You just
individual.
like David Duke them? You just like David Duke them, or you just
how
like...
am I like David Duke?
doing the things that they wanted to do.
What did he want to do?
Evil stuff.
Evil
like
stuff?
being in the Klan and all of that. But a black man infiltrated the Klan. And,
yeah, we heard about
really. Y'all just that slow. I don't mean to laugh, but y'all so smart. He infiltrated.
I gotta go, Maze.
All right. So you have a good one. I just wanted to see the charts that you were putting up about, like you were doing last week about, and talking about the guy that stabbed the boy. But then now it don't matter. Whatever other people do, it doesn't matter. People not supposed to watch.
Oh.
It's like keep your hands to yourself. Don't bother people that's not bothering you. And you will keep a whole lot of Looney Tunes and a whole lot of people safe.
Thank you, Maze.
Have a good one.
You too. Robert in Kansas on the line over here. Robert, what's up?
Hake, admit you're Jewish.
I'm not.
Okay, so yeah, dude, you're so against UBI. What's the problem, man?
Because I'm a Christian. If
You're
a man
Christian?
if a man will not work, he shall not eat.
Well, I certainly understand what you're saying.
That's in the Bible.
So what if
Paul wrote
AI? What if AI and robotics does all the work?
That's fine. We'll figure out a way to There's no if. I'm not concerned with that.
There's no if.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering if that were to happen, what you would do with the massive amount of homeless you're going to see there.
But that's just imagination.
Okay. Well.
Right.
So it's imagination that you have a homeless problem.
How would AI create homelessness? It doesn't even make sense.
Well, I mean, it could. It might put some people out of work.
Right. There's always more work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought my job was safe, right? Being a landscaper. And then
your job, no job is safe, but there's always work.
I saw this robot in China, and it was landscaping the heck out of this property. I'm like, oh man, I'm done, dude. This thing was like hopping all around, like in the trees.
So you're for UBI because AI might steal our jobs? I thought you were for UBI because.
Well, I want to outlaw homelessness most of all. I want to make it illegal.
Right.
And the only way you do that is to give someone enough money to afford some type of housing. I'm not saying it should be nice, but that way they have a place to sleep, a place to cook their food, a place to be safe at night, things like that. It's just basic, human needs. And you give UBI because it's actually fair. The welfare system now is what's not fair.
Right.
If you gave UBI, then you would get it. I would probably get it. People who are on Social Security would get it, whatever, right? It's universal.
But then the prices would account for the fact that everybody's getting this money, so the prices are going to go up, and then we'll be in the same place.
Have you ever taken a pricing course?
No.
Okay, well, pricing is a complicated business.
I get it.
It's not just that your input or that someone has more discretionary money, so now McDonald's can raise their prices in a fixed market. You can't do that.
Says who?
Says Applebee's and all the rest of the restaurants that are better. If Applebee's and McDonald's are on par, the same price, where are you going to go eat? You want a steak at Applebee's or you want McDonald's?
I prefer McDonald's usually, but Applebee's kind of nice sometimes.
Okay, well, you're talking about fixed markets.
But okay. I'm not. I'm talking about in general, like the prices are going to go up for everything.
Well, I see your point in terms of people having more discretionary income. If you make $50,000 a year, let's say, Hake, and then they stack another $12,000 on top of that. So now you have $62,000. Can you go out and spend more money? Yeah, you have discretionary income. It's going to help the economy, in my opinion. But I see what you're saying. I mean, if you higher inputs of costs, like that's what I'm saying is all the cost inputs are going to go down.
Right.
So if you're manufacturing motor vehicles and you can actually develop robots and AI to do the whole thing, I forget what they call them in China. Anyway, I don't want to say that term.
Yeah.
But they have like these plants and these things in China that can do it all automated, and so. There's things like that where you got to realize, man, if you go to there, you have to have some sort of way for people to buy food and the necessities.
Right.
Or you're going to have a sea of homeless, man. I'm talking homeless like you've never seen.
I'm for some freedom to go out camping in the middle of the field.
Camping?
Yeah.
Well, that's what they're doing already, right?
Right. Yeah. No, it's terrible. What a mess.
Well, yeah, you're in LA, man. You're at like the epicenter.
I feel like we should be able to mass surveillance and fine people, which is what we're doing, right? And fine people $1,000 for littering, and if they can't pay it, they go to debtor's prison, and then they have to slave away until the $1,000 worth of work is up, and then they can purchase their penance and their freedom, and do it all over again. That way, it's not costing us as much to jail them.
No, it doesn't cost anything to keep someone in prison. That's completely free. You're right, Hake. It doesn't cost anything to pay all the prison facilities and the guards.
I mean, if there's slaves and slave masters, say the most functional homeless is a slave master. He's in charge of the slave dysfunctional homeless. Then I don't know. I feel like it might be able to pay for itself. There's got to be a way. I know we can find a way.
Yeah, there's got to be a way. I think like military style ran camp where like you ship them all off into the desert there, and then you give them their own little lot that they can take care of in their own little like storage container thing, shipping container.
Yep.
And you just keep them all out there. And then you, like you say, mass surveillance. You have to have it like military style. You can't have people just coming and going, bunch of drugs going in and out. You can't do that. You got to have it like, okay, is this person a drug addict? Okay, they need treatment.
I got to run.
But yeah, and if they're just a crazy person, yeah, you got to institutionalize them, right? So I don't know.
Take care, man. All right.
Okay, UBI. It's coming.
Bye. I got to run, guys.
Stand up, turn around,
touch the ground, for I am alive. I can dance, I can sing, I can do so many things. I'll tell you the reason why. He rose up from the grave. He rose up from the grave. He is not dead, he is alive. He rose up from the grave. Mary Rice Hopkins.
Stand up, turn around, touch the ground, for I am alive. I can dance, I can sing, I can do so many things. I'll tell you the reason.
That's terrible. I disavow this one. That's not nice. That's not right. That's kind of funny. He is alive. He rose up from the grave. Hunk. That's cute. Rise up.
Rise up. Rise up. Oh, children of the Lord.
Whatever.
I can run, I can walk, I can listen, I can talk. I am glad to be alive. I can work, I can play, I am happy to say this is the reason why. He rose up from the grave.
Easter, rise up.
He rose up from the grave. He is not dead, he is alive. He
Rose up from the grave.
Rise up, oh children.
Rise up, oh children.
We are
Not dead, we are alive.
Rise
Up, oh children.
Rise up, oh children. Rise up, oh children. We are
Not dead, we are alive.
Rise up, oh children. Rise up, oh children.
I can't tell if Hake plays these songs as a joke or not. Gotta go, guys. Take care. Peace in the Middle East. Or at least in your hearts. Bye. Take care. Still got a minute, so I can play a little bit with you guys. But I do have to get out of the way for Joel Friday TV coming in soon. And hopefully his computer works better than mine today. All right. Take care. Peace.